Hey guys, it's Brittany with Drafts of Jupiter Astrology. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm pretty sure you guys noticed I cut my hair. What do you think of it? Can you guys tell me in the comments if you like my hair like a little shorter? Put some lowlights in. I'm not sure if you could notice, but man, I did my eyes today. What do you think? Is it like a little too dramatic? I don't know. Yeah, I just thought maybe I would change up my look for this video. I don't know, and see what you guys think of it. So we're in Scorpio, right? Is that where we are? Yeah, I think so. Scorpio, October 22nd to November 22nd. I have some Scorpios in my life, and so that was just an example of something that Scorpios hate. See what I just did there? I was making small talk about my haircut and doing my makeup and, changing certain things and making small talk. That's not something Scorpios like. Scorpios just glaze over when you start talking about those things. Small talk is not a strong suit for Scorpio. Why? Because Scorpio is deep. It's intense. It's like the most awesome deep energy you will ever know. My cat is playing, so she's going to be making noise while I'm making this video. She's a pain in my butt. Anyways, Scorpio, think about it. Think about Halloween energy. That spooky, deep, dark, energy. And so that is really what we are dealing with. Hence why I did, my dark eye makeup and my red burgundy lips, and I wore black because burgundy and black are actually the colors for Scorpio and for Scorpio individuals. So sorry, I have hair in my eye somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from. Anyways, so Scorpio is deep. It's a powerful energy. Think about the underworld. Think about things that are deep and dark. Rosie, get out of the way, girl. Get out of the way, girl. Sorry, Rosie is clearly not a Scorpio. Black cats, not gray ones. So it's, ruled by Pluto, and the ancient ruler was Mars. And so you can think about it like Pluto on a chart is actually a letter P. And if you think of the letter P for Pluto and power. And so Pluto is this power planet, and the ancient ruler is Mars. And Mars is, this aggressive, masculine energy that, is really driven by what we want to accomplish in life. Rosie, please. What we want to accomplish in life and what we want to be noticed for accomplishing in our lives. So if you think about Scorpio in that regard, of Scorpio individuals wanting to have power and have money and passion and be at the forefront of their industry and have success, with success comes power, and that is something that's really important for Scorpio. And one of the only reasons that money is so important for Scorpio is because power comes with money, and the power is really what they're after. It's a very powerful energy. They have a lot of willpower and endurance, and they're determined, but sometimes that determination can be interpreted as stubbornness, or it can be straight up stubbornness. They go past determination and they go straight into being stubborn. They can be jealous, and they can have a vengeance, and be a bit spiteful. They can have a vengeance, and they can be sneaky, and secretive. So, these are the energies of Scorpio, and depending on how evolved this energy is and how it's aspected, this can be something that can either make or break a person. This energy can either help you become a very powerful, helpful individual to help the collective and help yourself, or it can become an energy that I'm hiding her toy so she stops. It can become an energy that ends up, making you make really, really devious and poor decisions that can wind up hurting you in the end. So, because we're not checking in and making sure that we're doing things with integrity. So, Scorpio is best known for, being sexual and having sexual energy. And, oh, you're a Scorpio, that means, you love sex. While that can be true, it also definitely depends on how your sun is aspected. If you have sun in Scorpio, or if you have moon in Scorpio, or like where the Scorpio is in your chart. Say that you have a lot of times Virgo risings actually have high sex drives because the 8th house is ruled by Aries, and Aries the 8th house in your chart, in a Virgo rising's chart, will be Aries. We'll have Aries in the 8th house, and the 8th house is ruled by Mars, and Mars is sexual energy. So you would say, okay, that individual would have a pretty high sex drive. So that is also why we would say, Scorpios have high sex drives, is because the ancient ruler is Mars, and Mars does control, sex drive and sexual urges. So, another thing that's really important to understand about a Scorpio is, it's not just sex, it's intimacy. It's generally not just this like, oh, whatever, meaningless sexual endeavor. Scorpios want to see you at your deepest levels, and they want to see themselves at their deepest levels at all times, which is why they hate small talk so much, because it's not going deep, it's surface, it's superficial. It's like, who cares? Unless you're going to tell me something real, I don't really have time for it. So if you think about intimacy as into me, I see. I want to look deep into my soul. Then you can understand why a Scorpio is so deep, and why this matters so much to them, because they feel that in unlocking those inner secrets and understanding your deepest levels, you can then, achieve higher thinking and higher understanding and emotional understanding, and then you can become more successful in life because you can use that sexual energy, that a Scorpio can use that sexual energy that they naturally have as a powerful tool to get what they want and get where they want in life. And if they use it properly, they can use that energy to become a very powerful force in the world to actually help people and do good things because they are so captivating. So, if we think about it in that way and using the energy to the best of their ability and for a positive, there's my son, he's homesick today, then we find, a Scorpio will find that they can, really do what they incarnated to do, which is, just really make a statement and do something great. So, they hate small talk. If we think about a Scorpio, they are fixed signs. I didn't say that in the beginning. They're fixed signs. So these are people that need to learn from real life experience. Hence why they want to know so much about you and you at your deepest levels. And they want to know so much about themselves at their deepest levels. And they want to understand real life experience, because this way they can really say, okay, from this experience, I have made my choices. I have made my decisions. I have my stance on things because I've seen it in real time. It's not just a professional telling me cardinal signs, wanting a professional to tell them, how something is done or how it should be done, or, giving them insight. They are not learning it in a mutable way where, they can just kind of go with the flow. They either can learn it in life or learn it from a professional or, figure it out or do whatever. They're just kind of flowing around and figuring it out by the seat of their pants. Fixed signs want to learn it on their own. They don't want people telling them how to do it. And that's where Scorpios are stubborn. That's why Leos are stubborn. These fixed signs, they want to learn in real time with real life experience. And so that's where Scorpio is going to go deep and learn and understand from that point of view. This is 8th house and it's water. And we really need to be conscientious of how powerful water is, because water signs are the most mystical signs that we have. Think about a Pisces, think about a Cancer, and now we're on to Scorpio, and we really are seeing how deep water can go. It looks like it's gentle and it's docile. Think about the ocean on a nice day or a lake when it's very still, but think about how powerful and how much damage water can do when you mess with it. So that's really what the Scorpio sign and energy embodies. It's a scorpion. So while this exterior is very hard and scary looking, it's very strong on the outside, and you're not really sure what to expect from it. But underneath, there is a really soft, kind, sensitive inside. When we really look at what a Scorpio embodies, we really can start to understand what Scorpio embodies. Now, if you think about a scorpion, the tail has a stinger on the end of it. And the stinger is there not only to protect it from others that are trying to threaten it, but also if a Scorpio, Scorpios have so much pride that they would rather sting themselves and be done with it, than let you do it. And what I mean by that is, if you think about the scorpion, if it is in any grave danger, it would rather kill itself and die with dignity and say, I did this on my own, or I made this choice, you didn't do this to me, than let a predator kill it or let a predator see it struggle. It would rather just be done with it and do it on their own and, say, I had the power in this situation. So, if we look at Scorpio from that aspect, you can see how these people, they really do put a value on power and control. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. However, it can be negative if they're not checking in with themselves and always being conscientious and living in self-energy, or living in the state of the observer, where you're looking at yourself and you're understanding that you're being compassionate to yourself and you're checking in. Am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? Because otherwise then it can get out of hand. These people are very psychic and they're very intuitive. And they have really great analytical and research abilities that can help them to be their best self and to protect them. In a lot of ways, the analytical ability that they have and how intuitive they are to the outside world and to you and to me and to everybody around them, and understanding the energies that are being put forth, they tap into it right away and they go, I want to learn more about that. I want to know, what you've got under your sleeve, so that and then I'm going to research it and I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to know exactly what's coming my way, so that there is no way that you could ever see me in a bad place, and you could ever screw me over. And that stinger is only there to intimidate you, because more than likely I'm not going to have to use it on myself, because I'm going to be so prepared you're never ever going to see me struggle. And so they are people that don't do anything half-assed. They do everything to the best of their ability. They're like, you know what, if it's worth doing, then I'm going to do it right, or I'm not going to do it, because that's ridiculous. I'm not going to waste my time. They guard themselves. They guard themselves, like I said, by examining you and knowing what's going on inside you and knowing what your motives are so that they never get caught in a place where they don't want to be. And if they do find that you screwed them over, Scorpio is not the best person to mess with because they will make sure that they will rise so far above you that you will feel nothing but jealousy for the rest of your life. They tend to have this idea that if I end up living well and have all this power and money and, you know, all the things that you would want in life, you see me have it, then that's only going to kill you inside going, how did they possibly? So living well is the best revenge in their mind. Making sure that, you know, they have it all and you have nothing. They're really good observers, as I said, and they're analytical. And so, you know, many people going up against a Scorpio, they've already lost before they even started, you know, because Scorpio is just, they're prepared, you know, they're prepared. They're analytical like Virgo, but they've got this incredible ability to just refine and be intuitive and just, you know, use that sexual energy, that power that they possess naturally to put the two together, you know, and be intuitive and be psychic and just completely bowl you over with one of the most mystical energies, other than maybe Pisces, that, you know, we know of. And so in relationships, they're mesmerizing. You know, when you see a Scorpio, more times than not, you're going to think to yourself, like, wow, that person is awesome. Like, you know, they're just going to make you want to know more. And that's kind of the idea that, you know, behind Scorpio. It's like, I want you to know more. And I want to be able to sense your depth, and I want you to sense mine. And we're going to go deep. We're going to go below the surface, and we're just going to, you know, really vibe. You know, Scorpio is about vibing and sharing and exchanging energy. They're ultra sensitive and caring to their friends and to their partners. Behind the tough exterior, you know, there's that sensitive, kind soul behind there, and it's a lot like Cancer, where they've got that tough, hard crab exterior, and inside it's soft and gentle. You know, Scorpio is very similar to that, and they're both water. So, and they take relationships super, 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 super seriously. You know, if they're in it and they love you and they trust you, they're in it. You know what I mean? They're not, again, they don't half-ass anything. It's all or nothing. And, you know, if they can't go deep, then they're not going to do it at all. So once they feel like they have a companion, where like a Pisces is a good companion for Scorpio, they can both go deep and they can both kind of have that exchange of energy and understanding, intuitiveness and psychic ability and things of that nature, and they can go really very deep. Sexually, they both feel as though they want to have a very joining experience where there's just more to it than physical. It's an emotional, energetic experience. And so that's really what we're looking at with Scorpio. You know, they are quick, oddly enough, to right wrongs. In a relationship, if they love you and they care about you, your friend, your family member, your, you know, partner, you are important to them, and they don't want those people in life to feel like they've wronged you. Just like they don't want to be wronged, they don't want to wrong you, and they're actually very quick to say, hey, I did something wrong and I don't want you to be upset with me. and they will do that because they are very serious about relationships, and that's, where they're very trustworthy also, and they're protective, and they are possessive when they're in love. They want to take care of their partner and make sure that ain't nobody looking at them but me, you know. They, however, don't love talking. Water is generally, shh, let's sit together and vibe. Let's not always talk. And so, with, she found another toy. Where are you finding all these toys from? With, I'm putting it behind there, I'm sorry. It's yucky. With water, but especially Scorpio, they really don't want to communicate. They don't want to talk. Like, there are people that find it easier to express their feelings through doing nice things, sending flowers, or rubbing your back, or spending their time, or sharing their skills or talents with you, and showing demonstrations of love, rather than sit back and talk about their feelings. They want to feel your feelings. They don't necessarily want to sit there and hash it out. They want to just feel the vibes. However, when they are in the mood to talk and communicate, that is something they will do. They will talk so much that they almost don't shut up. But it's not superficial. It's never superficial talking. It's not surface stuff. It's stuff that's deep. And, they like silent communication. That's where, sex is a silent communication. It's something that allows them to go deep and be intense and understand you at your vulnerable levels, but you don't necessarily have to have a full-blown conversation. You're learning a lot about one another. So that is where we look at Scorpios as, being more sexual, and it's mainly just because they, they want to see what your deepest, most vulnerable levels, and pretty much everybody is vulnerable in that state. And again, they don't half-ass anything. So while, a Cancer might say, oh, can't we just stay here by the fire and kiss? The Scorpio's to the bedroom. They are not, they're not ones to be oh, let's go slow. No, let's go deep, or let's not do it at all. Let's see. I wrote notes. I always give myself some points so I don't forget what I'm talking about, because I will go off on tangents sometimes. So with money, there's 3 things that are really important to a Scorpio: money, passion, and power. And the power, like I said, is pretty important to them. Because once they have the power, the rest kind of comes. So, they know that, they have to be into money, because they know that money opens doors for them, and money is going to get them to the next level. And with money, with having a lot of money, generally comes a lot of power, because when you can pay for whatever you want, then you can pay for whatever service you want, whatever people you want to, have help you, and then you can invest in different things, and then other people with money want your opinion and talk to you, and you can invest in this and have a say, and you end up being able to control more things when you have more money. It's just kind of the way it is, money and power. They're like peanut butter and jelly, so they know that this strengthens their positions, and so that's why money becomes very important to a Scorpio. And they tend to have, lucrative jobs. They tend to get into high-paying positions, and they have a lot of money karma and luck there. They tend to, a lot of Scorpios, Scorpio sons, have family inheritance, because to be a Scorpio. They a lot of times, again, this is not always, so please, don't, I'm a Scorpio and I was born piss broke and I have nothing and blah, it's not, this is not looking at anybody's chart or telling you what you are doing. However, there are a lot of Scorpios that are Scorpio suns that come into family inheritance or born into very powerful families with money that give them put them in a place of power. And they tend to be lucky. They do tend to have money karma. These people are conservative with money when they need to be, but they also know when to take risks. They know when to say, okay, now. They know when to gamble. They know when to take a risk, because they're able to feel out a situation. They're able to feel out the energies and the vibrations of the earth and just say, okay, now's the right time. No, now's not the right time. They like I said, they tend to be conservative, but they can become big spenders. When they really want something or they really feel like, hey, I deserve this, they will freely spend. They're good with investing, and they tend to have excellent credit. And do really well in areas of money. So Scorpio is definitely a very deep sign that can put you in a place of power or understanding. That with sexual energy comes a power that you didn't even know you had. And it doesn't mean that you have to act out by having sex or doing anything sexually, but there is a power behind understanding, who you are as a woman or as a man, and being confident and exuding sexual energy through your confidence and your understanding that you are in a body and you are strong and you are able. So in understanding the power that comes behind that comes a sexuality that can intrigue people and make people stop and take a second look at you and take you seriously, and allow you to go really far in life. So this was my interpretation of Scorpio. I tried my very, very best to be like a Scorpio and look like a Scorpio and have that captivating Scorpio feel. I hope I did well. And I hope you guys understand Scorpio better. And remember, this is just Scorpio energy. You may have Scorpio in your chart and have virtually none of these attributes, or feel like you have none of these attributes, or have all of them, or have some of them. And it's all because you are more than just your Scorpio. You're a whole chart, and the way these things get interpreted are different for everybody. However, this is the basic staple energy of what Scorpio brings to the table. It's a flavor. It's another flavor of our 12 signs. And we're getting closer and closer to finishing this series because we will be next month in December, which is Sagittarius, and because we started at Capricorn at the very beginning of the series. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I hope that you can use your Scorpio energy to, better the collective and make a statement and, do some really great things in the world. And until next month, always remember to inspire compassion for one another, and maybe say hi to somebody that you didn't know, or you have seen but are too afraid to say hi to, or, just open up and allow yourself to be compassionate to others and understand them a little better, or maybe think about the things that are going on in their life that maybe you didn't understand before, so that we can all understand each other a little bit better and understand that all of these energies come together to help us to really understand how to help the collective and make us better people, and make us happier people, and just make us grow and learn and be mature. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful month of Scorpio. Take care. Be safe.